Hello, welcome back to our show. You
just made the blooper reel.
Take two. Hello, I'm Reginald Bullock, and I hope you enjoyed the episodes that you might have been watching prior to. And if you haven't, tune in to watch Living Life with me, Reggie B, and
Trey Wilder here. Hope y'all are having a good one. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Reggie, this is a good day. It's a good episode. I feel very positive about this.
You feel positive about this?
I feel very positive about this. I ain't gonna hold you. And look, ladies and gentlemen, if I'm wrong, I apologize. Please forgive me. I think that's a nice little touch off of that. So give me a little.
Well, you know, in the old school, they would say, charge it to the head and not charge it. They say, you know, if I ever missed anybody, if I didn't say your name, well, you know how you go name and you charge it to the head. You know, if I missed you, charge it to the head and not the heart.
You can forget
so we say some stuff, forgive us. Please forgive us. Charge it to the head and not the heart. Speaking of forgive.
So, I mean, when we're talking about, you mentioned forgiving yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and I was kind of saying that earlier on, like, okay, well, you need to forgive yourself. How hard is that in comparison to forgiving someone else?
How hard is it?
Because I think you have to, like, I guess, be open about what you did wrong to you. And that can be tough. Like, people lie real quick about somebody else. So imagine how they will lie on themselves. Like, I would say stuff.
I don't necessarily even forgive myself.
Really?
Yeah. If I really were to think about all of the mental gymnastics that I go through,
mm-hmm.
can't summarize that and say I forgave myself. I think I would look at it as it's a journey
mm-hmm.
of growth and discovery,
mm-hmm.
of overcoming some things.
Mm-hmm.
That's not forgiveness. Because to me, if I'm a lot more mature at age 50 than I was at age 21,
mm-hmm.
and I did some things at age 21 that I shouldn't do,
yeah,
and at age 50 I recognize it.
Mm-hmm.
Am I forgiving the 21-year-old, or am I learning from my experiences? And based on that journey, I now have reached a new level of awareness, so I just see it different.
So, like, I'm glad you said, you know, you're learning, you're experiencing, because I did write it down as just living life. So can you really forgive yourself if you're just living life? However,
you can say you forgive yourself.
I mean, like, so to your point, right? You're experiencing stuff.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, I think we also know too. Like I said, if I said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and indulge in a little drugs, a little cocaine. You know what I'm saying?
People do it all the time.
Yeah, but if you know the risk involved in that as well. So if I get hemmed up over that, I have to forgive myself. I have to apologize to myself because I made a stupid decision in this moment.
So is that apologizing to yourself or cursing yourself out for making a stupid decision?
You can end the curse out with an apology or forgiveness.
I mean, you know, I grew up in a different time period,
right?
When cocaine was pretty much out there, right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows the Studio 54 was where you went to do cocaine and party. It's in the bathroom, whatever, right? In other environments like that. So did they know or feel like it was wrong? No. During that time, smoking, you know, herb, chiba, weed, joint, doing cocaine, and it was all under the umbrella of fun.
Yeah.
And that was just the party atmosphere.
Okay.
Right? Everybody knew. I mean, if that's the case, then, you know, between Rick James and Richard Pryor, you know, they had enough cocaine to buy a city. Right? So how come they didn't go to how come they're not in prison for life, right?
Okay.
Because, you know, it was just looked at differently. And so therefore, if it's looked at differently, and you know that it's having a negative impact on your body, but you don't feel like you're doing anything wrong because it's your body.
Okay. So how about then in a scenario where, and I feel like people can relate to this too, although this is not really applied to me, but like at one point in time it did. So like when you're young, well, no, the reason why I say it, like, so like I used to have
at one point in time it did apply to you
in high school, like early college.
You said this doesn't apply to you.
It doesn't apply to me now.
You are not the same human being.
No, I
high school. That
like, so all right, so I'll say what it is, right? Yeah. So like, no, I mean it's a valid point too, though. But not like I wanted to go to the NBA, right? Every kid wanted to at some point in time, and for a split second, I was like, dang, maybe I shortchanged myself. I'm clearly not in the NBA. But the flip side, I'm like, you know what? I don't know if I really want to be too, though. Like for a second, I was apologizing to myself. I'm like, oh damn, bro, you're lazy. Like again, I was 5'2", I was chubby. I didn't think I was gonna make it to the league, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't know I was gonna turn out 6'2", 6'3" with a 6'6" wingspan. You know, if there's an NBA team who might want to holler at me, though, I got y'all. But like, I didn't know that was gonna happen. So I didn't try as hard. When I was younger, I was actually 7 years old playing against 10-year-olds. So I'm looking at that like maybe I could have had something in maybe. And I love watching basketball. Should I forgive myself? And nowadays I'm like, nah, I don't, because I actually enjoy basketball, not the NBA. Like I like the NBA, but
I mean, why? What's the purpose of forgiveness?
Because I feel like I shortchanged myself. I feel like my life could have been different.
That, but what's the purpose? I mean, what is
the purpose?
So if you forgave yourself, what's the outcome?
The purpose is not like lessons learned. So with my shows in general, I learned that okay, well back then I should have practiced more. I should have been more diligent because I would have been Steph Curry. I'm just saying. Like, so now if I take that same mindset, I'm a young Trey again. Because I found something that I'm actually passionate about, or refound it, I guess, reestablished it. So with that being said, I saw what I did when I was younger to now. I didn't make it to the NBA because I skimped on some things.
So you've forgiven yourself for your learning journey?
I forgive myself for on skimping on these on skimping on like the practices that I should have done, or like the workouts.
Did you know you were skimping at the time?
Yeah. Like back then I knew what I needed to do. I just didn't want to put in that level of effort. So that's why I was like, I apologize to myself. But then on the flip side, like I said, I don't necessarily know if I really want to be in the NBA. It sounds nice. It sounds cool. From a day-to-day perspective, though, like all that crap that they got to deal with, like, you know what, just watching it and analyzing it don't sound that good. It'd be fun. It'd be fun to hoop with NBA players on a consistent basis. Oh, man. But I don't know. I feel like there might be a different avenue that I might want to tackle. But, like, from that vantage point, like I was trying to apologize to myself. I thought I let myself down a little bit. But nowadays, I don't think about that as much.
So I don't.
Is that a moment where I guess you should forgive yourself, in your opinion?
In my opinion. So I'm going to set it up this way. Currently working on a certification that was called Positive Intelligence.
Oh.
And in positive intelligence, you have stages and saboteurs.
Okay.
The stages are the good, the saboteurs are the bad. 100% of everything that goes on inside of you like that, your feelings and everything else, is your fault. 100%. So when you apologize to people for your impact on them, no. They received it however they received it, and it's their fault how they received it. But the point is, you can sabotage yourself with all of this information and cause issues. Like what happened when you were 21, you're reflecting on and everything right now. You can sabotage your own brain right now with the saboteur. So you have a saboteur inside of you.
Yeah.
And you can allow that saboteur to have power to sabotage. Then you have the sage. You could allow the sage to have power to strengthen you and help you understand the gift that is there to be received from what happened at age 21.
Right.
So you can either beat yourself up from age 21 and say, I need to forgive myself. Or the sage can say, these are the 3 different gifts that came out of that experience. And then you're grateful of the experience. And you're grateful for that time. And you're grateful for who you have become, which you would never have become if it wasn't for that experience. So therein lies where, when you said me personally, I'm forgiving myself. I'm thanking myself. See, I can thank myself for my experiences that have made me who I am.
Yeah.
Or I can regret my experiences. But they still made me who I am.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. I guess when I say forgive, it's not a stance of I don't like me.
But we can look at it like a person that goes to prison, right? for felonies. Let's just keep it at that level of felonies instead of the specifics. Over time, they may come to recognize that which they did, they feel bad about, they have remorse, and they're asking for forgiveness, and they want to forgive themselves. There's nothing wrong with that if that works for them. Right? So if somebody forgiving them allows them to have all that weight off their shoulders, and they need that, that's one thing. If a person actually says, I forgive you, and it causes that emotional reaction of all that weight coming off the shoulders, that's good. If the person say, hell no, I ain't forgiving you, and it sends them into a depression, well, that's cause and effect, right?
Yeah.
Who's at fault? The person for not forgiving them, or the person that caused the incident that put this person in a position that they're now being asked to forgive, right? So it's still their fault.
Yeah.
So regardless, you get to have the sabotaged person receive this person saying, "No, I ain't gonna forgive you," or you could have the sage person says, "You did good. At least you told them. You did everything that was in your power to do, and now you're released from that because you have learned, you've grown, and you've done everything in your power, to say what you had to say. Certain things you can't change. If I shot you in the leg, I can't unshoot you. You're always going to have that bullet hole in your leg forever. And therefore, that goes back to the other point. Like, if you don't want to forgive me because I shot you in the leg, and every time you look in the leg, it brings back a negative experience. All right, then you can say, no, I don't forgive you. May you rot in hell. Right? Now, when that person say, may you rot in hell, they just transferred more negative energy to you. How you receive it, you could be that sage side saying, you know what? He's saying that because he's hurt. He's saying that because he's mad. He's saying that because of the things that I did to him and his family and all the stuff it caused them. And I understand that. I understand this person's mad at me for life. And I'm sorry for it. But now how do you move on? Because that's today. What about tomorrow? See, the hardest part is transitioning from yesterday to today and tomorrow in the forgiveness of it. Because tomorrow is going to come, hopefully. And when it does, are you still stuck on yesterday?
It's a different day.
Or
nice little journey.
Are you enjoying today, looking forward to tomorrow, which becomes today, and today becomes yesterday? When you are able to understand that mathematical absolute, and you just accept that, then that's going to a different level of awareness. It's like saying, forget yesterday. I am where I am. I know where I could have been had I done what I did not do. Tell me, friend, what can I do today to be where I want to be tomorrow? Now that right there is the summary of everything that we're saying. Just like if a person tells you to forgive somebody, right? All right, but the middle piece where it says, tell me, friend, what can I do today to be where I want to be tomorrow? Me telling you to forgive somebody does not help you understand what you can do today to be where you want to be tomorrow. It's just a word. And then the forget piece, right? So if I say forget yesterday, well, let's qualify. The qualification. Forget 21-year-old basketball player who wanted to go to the NBA. You are where you are, Trey. You know where you could have been had you done what you didn't do. So at this point in life, what can I tell you today to help you be where you want to be tomorrow? That's the importance of it. And that goes far beyond words of forget and forgive. It gets into the meat of how do you become the best version of yourself?
And that's why I kind of want to talk about this part, because I know there are like a whole bunch of athletes out there who might feel that same thing of
what's in.
They work hard, and theirs is actually a lot more valid. They work hard, they didn't get to their end goal, which was the pros. And it's like,
but there's so many elements in there that goes back to what I say. I know where I could have been had I done what I did not do.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say to all the athletes out there, I get you should be in the NFL, NBA, and hockey, and all these other, but also think about all the things that you did not do.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, down to even listening to your parents, down to showing up in school.
Yeah.
I was that kid that was on the basketball court 7 days a week. There were times when I went to high school and we would show up at the basketball court at 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And 8 o'clock at night, we still playing.
Mm-hmm.
And we just skipped school the whole day. We played ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I did a lot.
No, I would have. I couldn't. I would have got beat.
And so to the point is, I didn't do all of the other stuff that I was supposed to do.
Right.
And a lot of it, right? So when you're not in the NBA or you're not in the NFL, some of it is because you just didn't do what you could. Now, it doesn't mean that you knew what to do. There's a lot of people out there who didn't achieve their goal because they didn't have the right training, the mentorship, the education, the information, or the sponsorship to help them, right? They just try and do it on their own, right? Mm-hmm. LeBron didn't get seen just because he's LeBron showing up. He got seen because other people were out there helping him.
Yeah.
Right? And so to that end, that's the sad piece, right? Like, oh man, I knew it. It's like me being, the Grandmaster Flash or the Jazzy Jeff of the world. It's like, okay, I started when they started. Mm-hmm. And my skill sets were kind of like their skill sets at the time. But they became famous and I didn't. Why? There's a lot of stuff, hindsight, I didn't do right. Mm-hmm. But the other thing is I didn't have sponsorship. Mm-hmm. I wasn't taught that it's not always what you know, but who you know to get to where you want to go. I didn't know that. So I thought it was all me. I'm so damn good that I'm going to be this dude. Mm-hmm. Well, I forgot about building. I didn't even know you needed to build relationships. And I didn't know how to build relationships. So for all of those people out there, forget yesterday. It ain't coming back. The one thing you will never, ever, ever get back once it's gone is time.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's so true.
But 100% of everything that we just talked about has an impact on 1,440. Everything that we talked about, whether it be your energy, forgiveness, doing stuff, is 1,440 minutes in a day. Mm-hmm. How many of those minutes do you use productively to do what you want to do to get to where you want to be tomorrow? Mm-hmm. Or do you give that 1,140 minutes on a larger percentage to other people? Exactly. So to the extent somebody else is controlling your brain, mm-hmm. they're controlling your 1,440 minutes. Mm-hmm. To one extent, somebody curses you out, yells and screams at you, or calls you the N-word, or a front on the black pop, and you just got all this energy in there. Well, now part of your 1,440 minutes is going in that direction.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to get A's, you're trying to get a 4.2, as a senior in college, mm-hmm. then you're trying to get your master's degree and your doctor's PH or JD or whatever, mm-hmm. and you're trying to open up a business, mm-hmm. which is, a huge lift, right? You're trying to be a good parent. Mm-hmm. You're trying to write a book. Yep. You're trying to get certifications. You're trying to clean your house, do yard work, and wash your car, and sew some clothes together to make a suit. These are other things that want your 1,400 minutes as well. So now the choice is, where do you put that 1,440 minutes and for what purpose? And that's where I was saying earlier, this forgiveness thing, right? Mm-hmm. All right, when you say the word, do you still have all that energy in that direction? And if so, then you should put your energy into learning about the various things that strengthen your brain, mm-hmm. which is a muscle, to understand the things which you do not, mm-hmm. so that now the word forgiveness has a different meaning, closer to what other people think it means. But just saying the word, you say the word strength. Mm-hmm. Does that make you strong?
Not at all.
Exactly.
Not at all.
So you say the word forgiveness. Does that? You say the word forgiveness. Does that cause you to forgive?
No.
Exactly. You say the word facts. Does that cause you to run fast?
No.
Or be fast? No. So there's a lot of action that needs to occur in order for you to be strong. Because you're not here to play, dream, or drift. You got hard work to do and heavy loads to lift. You shun not the struggle because it's God's gift. Be strong, be strong, be strong. Now, those are words.
Facts.
But how do you translate those words into reality? The same thing with forgiveness, and the same thing with that 1,440 minutes.
That's fair.
Do you control your brain? Do you control your 1,440 minutes? What are you doing with that 1,440 minutes to strengthen your brain?
No, that's true. And you could get even more detail with it too. And 525,600 minutes. Hey, I'm just saying. But no, like
that's a good song.
That is. That is. Because I ain't gonna lie, when you first mentioned, I was like,
all right, so
it's been bumping in my head the last 2 minutes, I promise you. But I think that about closes off the show. We apologize for having to end it though. You know, see what we did there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, Carol Burnett, you know who she was?
I don't actually.
Of course not, man. She old enough to be your great-great-grandmother.
That might be.
She was a comedian, and at the end of her show, she would say something to the tune of, "I'm so glad we had this time together, just to laugh and sing a song or two. And before you know it, comes the time you have to say so long." Anyway, they made a whole thing that every time they closed the show, that there was that jingle, and the cast would come together and sing that.
That's funny.
So we got to figure out what we're going to use to close the show.
Might try to do that. Might try to come up with a little jingle.
What do you say for your Get a Bucket show?
Please like, subscribe, comment, tell anyone who's anyone about the show. My name is Trey. This is Reggie. We're the host of Just Living Life. So hope you all had a good one, and take care.